Hello and welcome everyone to Cybercast episode 297, the Transform Action Figure Podcast Show. Going to be talking about a few things today as far as topics go. We're going to kind of talk about what we're seeing in the store and what's not getting stocked, what is getting stocked, pre-order, things that are going on with pre-orders. We're going to be talking about repaints, just tons of repaints by Hasbro. Would like to see something new. Also, the Neca loot crate debacle that I'll kind of get into a little bit whenever we get to that particular tab and figure, and I'll clue you guys in on what's been happening with that. But we'll discuss that as well. We do have a Instagram shout out, so I'll let Rick take that over whenever we pull that up. If you guys are ever interested in having your collection spotlighted on the show, the deal. Just take however many pictures that your collection demands. If you got a smaller collection, you're just starting out, you're new to the show, take a few pictures, send them in an email to me at G1Xtron. If you got a YouTube or Instagram, something like that, you want to be shouted out for it, put that in there as well. We'll take care of you. If you got a huge collection, you need to take multiple pictures, you need to send multiple emails, do that as well. Send them to me at G1Xtron@gmail.com. Make sure if you're sending me like 15 emails or something, make sure you number them like, hey, this is one of 15, two of 15. That way I make sure that I got every single thing and I'm not missing anything. And if I am, I can let you know about it via email as well. Got a few people joining us. Toy Mafia, Action Figure Expert, Randy Books. What's going on, guys? Thanks for joining live. Let's get into intros. Rick, where can people find you, man?
Yep, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter as Shatrdglassjazz.
You can find me here on YouTube as Sportimus and on Instagram and Twitter as Sportimus Prime.
And you can find me at G1Xtron on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram at G1Xtron. And that's it. No more Facebook. So we have started the purge. So all right. So before we get into the screen share, let's get into do you have a figure of the week? I didn't come up with a Mount Rushmore. We can do something, next time, but I didn't have a figure of the week. I kind of did. Dakota I bought some figures from Dakota. He was supposed to ship them to me, and he already asked for my payment like 2 weeks ago when I sent it to him. And then he was like, yeah, man, I'm going to have to send this later. And I'm like, all right, maybe he's busy or something. And then let me get on YouTube or whatever. And there's my figure being reviewed by Dakota. That's why it hadn't been shipped to me, because he's reviewing my stuff. So I would like to say, like, hey, here's my figure of the week, but it's still at Dakota's house. So
bill him for the inconvenience. Yeah.
I got a few things real quick. Shout out to Angry Mike for hooking me up with this Faker figure.
Okay, you got it. All right.
Been messing with him. Comes with a lot of whole bag. I mean, there's a whole bag of stuff that he comes with. He's one of those deluxe treatment guys, but I'm happy with this guy because he can do a bunch of different looks, and it's a little bit different from the stuff that's been, reissued, remade, homaged. It's a little bit different, thank God, because I've got so many other figures. So I'm really enjoying him, probably the most over the last few weeks. I've got a few things that I have not opened. So, Sport, on your page today.
And PrimalSabbath in the chat. Come in here and defend yourself. Come in, get in here.
Yeah, quit hiding.
One thing that came today, finally, I had ordered it the same day, or my wife ordered it the same day as Scareglow. Sergeant Slaughter.
Ooh.
Ultimate. This box is crazy.
One,
this
right?
is Mattel Creation.
Okay,
yeah, that
lucky.
Mattel Creation stuff. This box is insane, dude. And then on the inside, it's even more like, I guess I'll show it. But my son got one too. So I played with his today because he opened it. It's like the minute it came in. So I haven't messed with it. But like on the inside, you've got like an audience, and he's in there with all this stuff. And there's 2 layers of accessories. They did a really good, and it comes right out, like the card comes out. Everything is removable, just like Scareglow, so you can put it back in the package mint. And it was fun watching my son do that. You can tell like he's been around a collector too long. Like this one, because it was like a collector's edition packaging. I watched him be like more like an adult, the way he handled the package. It was really funny, actually.
I was gonna ask
So,
you about that. If your kid, if he just like tears into it, the boxes.
Yeah,
and stuff.
mostly. And I don't keep a lot of packaging anymore either. It just depends on what it is. Stuff like the Sergeant Slaughter or Scareglow, I keep those. But everything else, I kind of tear into it too. So yeah, he tears into everything. He's got maybe 2 or 3 things that he's kept, but not many, just a handful. And then the last thing, another Mattel thing. The last Mattel creation drop, I ended up having a meeting, and I couldn't get in there. So I got in there late, and everything was already gone except for this guy. This Triclops was the only thing I was able to get as a fan vote, like the mini comic version.
Yeah,
he comes with one of those boxes like Scareglow. It's well done. The back of it looks really cool too, like the old mini comic.
That's cool.
It's the only one I was able to get. So I'm thankful for just getting that for cheap. I can't remember if he was like $18 or $17, something like that.
Yeah.
But he looks good. I wanted to get the Sunman, I guess it is, but I'm okay getting it. I'll get it on the aftermarket and still get the regular line release too. I got pretty lucky overall the last year with all the exclusives. So when I need to hit an aftermarket price, it's not going to kill me. But those are the ones I've been kind of excited about.
What you got, Sport?
I got a couple of Amazon thingy majiggies. I got the Sideswipe and the Skywarp Eagle 2-pack.
Yep, I recognize the Sideswipe.
Yeah.
Apparently, I have one.
And Birdman. It's pretty much like the what was it? The first release of the Sideswipe. They just changed the roof and the hood, I guess. But it's nice to have. But I feel like I got the same thing twice. Then I got this one with this one here, which I kept in the box because who cares? But it's interesting how they changed the cardboard. But anyway, what really counts is this guy right here. I'm happy to finally get Mirage.
I think I have one of those as well.
Yeah,
I've been told.
I got those this week. I think Amazon did a good job of getting them all in everybody's hands.
Yeah, he did,
and same week.
I like them. I'm glad I didn't get the other one because I didn't care for the clear bits on them. But this guy has all the solid bits, and I don't care for the transformation. I think they made it more. It didn't have to be so different about it, but it still gets there, and I like both robot and car mode.
Dakota said the Mirage is great.
The Mirage is great. I do like them, and the joints are nice and stiff, and I'm happy with them.
I think he's okay. I don't want everybody to believe he's like perfect because coming from I'm coming from owning the G1 for years, and the first year it came out, I had it. Yeah. So, and even since then, I don't know if I've liked any of them as much as I like the original, honestly.
The Mirage seems to be a little bit of a miss.
Really?
It's little stuff. It's like we always say, we have a lot of conversations on here about you get to the finish line and you just kind of stumble just a little bit. And I call it a stumble when you have to go to non-F or a friend 3D printing things to make him feel complete. Because at this point, we spent enough money on Transformers constantly, and supported the brand. So if they want to do a real G1 homage, which let's face it, that's kind of what they've been doing lately, the best that they can do. And sometimes they hit it on the mark. And sometimes they stumble just a little bit. And he needed the missile and the gun separately. And it just, I think it's a solid 8 out of 10. Don't get me wrong. But I know that, like Rodimus was a 9. Hot Rod Studio Series, he was a 10.
Yeah.
Mirage for me is an 8. I feel like that's fair.
I really do like this figure, but I do like the classics one a little bit more.
Dakota says the biggest problem is there's no shoulder mount for the rocket launcher. Is that true? Is that little add-on thing that Dakota was trying to sell to you?
Yeah. There's nothing to put on there.
I had no idea. I thought it was just one of those, you can see his open back or something. I'm like,
which is weird because didn't the earlier version have it? The Cybertronian version?
Didn't buy it. only buy
Yeah.
G1 looking ones. I don't care about their little Cybertron adventure. So
he's close though. You know, it's like sort of like I look at Sunstreaker. We had the same issue with Sunstreaker, and unless you pay for, you know, third party or a friend to help you make him more complete, for me he was still like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. He wasn't quite to that Hot Rod or Rodimus where they were.
Right.
Yeah, it seems like you would put them even a little bit lower than an 8, because it seems that like Rodimus and then the Hot Rod and the Scourge and the Grimlock, Cyclonus are just like up there, just even more.
Yeah, they're really good. Yeah,
and the separation between Hot Rod and Mirage, without owning it, but just going from what you're talking about, and even the fact that you can't mount his shoulder quadrant.
Yeah,
that seems like it's a bigger discrepancy than just 2 points.
Yeah, it's up to the individual for sure. They're much better than they have been. Even like the Earthrise Prime, I go back to that, and I remember that made my figure of the year list. And it's still, I had to add a third party one, and when I did, it did make me happier. So I get it. I totally get adding things to it too. I just don't think we should have to. That's all.
That's true.
We also have Legionardo and Art joining us as well. Art says he loves him some Sergeant Slaughter, and Dakota did point out. He says, to be fair, Hot Rod was priced at a Voyager and came with that Voyager engineering on a deluxe figure, but he also came with a bunch of little accessories too. So
yeah, and I like them more when they come with Studio Series. Studio Series isn't perfect because they still don't do the swords with the Dinobots, and there's a few little nitpicky things. Other than that, but I do feel better when the figure is under the Studio Series, just slightly. I feel like they're doing a pretty good job. But we did like Rodimus, and he was under Kingdom, so
yeah. I guess for my figure of the week, I'll just do another one from the last time that I didn't show. I'll go with Slag then, So, really good looking. So,
yeah, the chunky one.
Yeah. Slowly build those Dinobots the correct way.
Yeah.
The way they should be. A lot bigger than everyone else. So, yeah. Especially when if you were wanting to, put them with your Titan Devastator if you have that, and then just if you're wanting to reenact that 86 movie scene, if you're using anything but these big boys, then they look like ants. The Devastator.
Yeah.
So
go back to remember the classics version of Grimlock. Look at that, and now look at where we are.
I still have it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I have 2 or 3 versions of it.
All right, so let's talk about what you're seeing in store and what you're not seeing whenever you go out there. Rick, in your area, so I mean, you don't have to be specific,
Yeah, I'm in Virginia. Yep.
So I mean, how are things hitting there? With your NECA, with your Star Wars, Master Universe, transfer, all the stuff that we get into.
Yeah, and I only go to the store about once a week. Every once in a while I'll go twice, or every once in a while it might be once every 2 weeks. But the last few weeks I've been about once a week, and I just went maybe yesterday, and I think I went another day this week. But what I saw, what I didn't see, well, the same old thing with Star Wars Black Series. I have not seen anything, and it's been a long time. I actually can't remember anything I saw, because I don't really count Archive Collection, because you can find Archive Collection showing up at GameStop. I mean, they'll have some random stuff there in Target and Walmart. So that's the last thing I remember seeing was Archive Collection. No Black Series. I mean, none. And that's been months. So Transformers, the newest thing I've seen, it's the same old stuff. Like my stores, there's a few RCs and Black Arachnias. I see those red things still. And it's been, they've been sitting there for months, the red stuff. There's probably 10 of them at my Walmart, and maybe went to a second Walmart. They had maybe 5. But nothing there. And then the T-Rex shows up at Target. I've seen that at Target, and they usually have like a studio series or 2 at Target. Nothing crazy. I think they had that Thrust. That's really it. That's all I've seen Transformer wise. And then G.I. Joe, I actually have started to see G.I. Joe show up. I saw Flint, Lady J, Cobra Commander, most of the first series of the movie figures. I saw Retro Stalker. I picked up a Grunt. I found the Cobra Officer, the Retro. So I've been seeing the G.I. Joe showing up now. Nothing newer than those things. And I've seen the His Tank 2 a few times. So G.I. Joe's gotten better. They're still not plentiful, but it's better. Marvel Legends. I did walk in earlier this week and saw Ironmonger on the shelf. It was one, and somebody had stashed it behind some wrestling stuff. But I did see that. I find a lot of stuff stashed lately. I'm finding more stuff stashed than I used to. On like weird aisles and stuff, like right behind something else. Like my kid and I are collecting AEW wrestling figures now, which I wasn't 3 weeks ago, and now I have 25 of them. So, the last few weeks I've been picking up those, and the distribution is pretty good for those, so you don't have to hunt real hard. But Marvel Legends, I'm seeing some of the, I guess, what do you call those? Like the movie verse, the MCU stuff, like the Ironmonger, the Happy Hogan, the Mark III, I think it was. I've seen those packs kind of showing up, but nothing new. Like we don't have the new Age of Apocalypse figures here, not yet. And I know that they're showing up on like other places. They'll probably be here maybe by next week, but nothing new on that. So I haven't been, other than like the AEW stuff that we started collecting together, me and my son, haven't picked up a lot. Like I said, I found a little Grunt and a Cobra Officer. I picked those up. And they were mint cards. So I was really happy about that part, because I am collecting the little retro ones, just one of each carded, and I want them to be minty. So that was nice. But overall, I haven't found a lot of stuff. As far as NECA, I do see some NECA stuff. The only thing I was looking for the last month or so was the Casey Jones. And I don't really collect a lot of that stuff, but I wanted Casey to go along with the 4 turtles from the original movie.
Talk about the
that's
movie,
really all I want.
All right, so that's Walmart then.
I can't find it. I've probably looked for it now maybe 6 times, and I haven't seen any of those. All the McFarlane stuff, it took a while to float into my area, like the Violator and the Raven Spawn, and never saw Gunslinger. He was sold out. I did see a Violator. I saw a Clown. But they're out there. I've seen those a few times at Target. And I think that covers most of the stuff I collect. Or as far as MOTU Origins, nothing new since maybe 2 months ago or a month and a half ago, when I found the Vac Metal Special Battle Cat pack with the base that goes with Grayskull. That's the last thing that I've gotten. We don't see no new MOTU, nothing like that. The Masterverse stuff, you can find some of that at Target. And I noticed yesterday at Walmart, they had maybe a Battle Cat, Skeller God, and I think I saw Evil Lyn.
That's all I see.
You can find some of them,
too,
but not all of them. Yeah, I have seen a Skeletor before, but he usually sells out, at least at my stores. And the new ones, trying to think if I've seen them on the shelf this week. I don't think I saw any of the new ones on the shelf. But no, that's pretty much where I'm at. So not a whole lot, a little things here and there.
Randy Books says he's in Indiana. He says, I went to 10 Walgreens, 5 Walmarts, 3 Targets, 2 GameStops. Nothing
Jesus.
to be
You're
had.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like $20 in gas right there at least.
Did you say Randy Brooks?
Randy Books, yeah.
Have you seen the 212th Battalion Trooper? Obi-Wan's crew. I'd be curious if anybody's seen that. I haven't kept up with if it's showing up at Walgreens, but usually around October is when the Christmas things, the little exclusives start to show at Walgreens. So I
Yeah, I
guess we
haven't
should be
been
keeping
hitting
our.
up Walgreens, but
Me
yeah,
neither.
Randy, if you're hitting up Walgreens that often, if you see any of those clone troopers that are their exclusive, and what's the
Yeah.
other one? Red Alert.
Red Alert, yeah.
I think we all need a Red Alert, and I know Rick, you
I
probably
got
want
Red
two.
Alert.
Oh, you do? Okay, I need a
I'm
Red
good
Alert
on him.
Sport. You need
Yep.
one,
Mhm.
I
and
just
I
need
need
that
two clone
212.
troopers, and you
Yep.
need two clone troopers, or hell, just
Yeah.
buy them all.
Yeah,
We'll figure.
Yeah.
if I saw like
Yeah.
4 of them, I'm just gonna buy them all. Yeah, if anybody sees them, grab them.
He hasn't seen any of them, but he says, "No, I have a truck, so $70." Jeez.
Jeez. You the man.
Yeah. All right, Sport. What about you, man?
Well, I've been seeing some improvement actually. The McFarland though has been drying up a little bit, but I still see them on the shelf. Nothing in Transformers other than the yellow Bumblebee stuff. So I haven't seen any of the Kingdom stuff at all, or Studio Series. I've been looking for the Ninja Turtles, the retro reissues, the vintage reissues. I'm looking for the Party Wagon at Walmart, and I haven't been able to find that. But I did find the carded figures.
Okay, the only card figure they only had Donatello.
Yeah, I found Donatello.
They had like 8 Donatellos and nobody else.
And I found a Raphael, but I don't need those. But I just want the van. I didn't find much in Star Wars for a long time, but I did score a Return of the Jedi Lando.
Oh,
I
that's
found
awesome.
him in the wild, yeah. So I grabbed him. He was the only one on the pegs, and he's mine. And I forgot to bring him down here to show you, but yeah, I found him. So that's the first Star Wars figure I bought from a retail store in months. That's how long it's been. So it was kind of a surreal moment. Plenty of Jurassic.
Do you think it's scalpers, Sport, in your area with the Star Wars? Do you think you're not finding them because of distribution? I know you're kind of guessing, but I'd be curious, like, what you think the vibe is. Is it distribution, scalpers, both?
I think it's a little bit of both, because I've had Target employees say that people come in before opening in line for the front door, and
yeah,
they run in there and they grab what they can on certain days. So
yeah, I've seen them do it too.
But I it's nothing new for me. I'm just sort of used to that.
Yeah.
But I was happy to find that. Plenty of Jurassic Park stuff. That's been really well stocked lately.
Mattel seems to not have this distribution problem where Hasbro, it's all across the board.
Yeah.
MOTU stuff, I see Origins seems to always be kept stock. Whenever they came out with the Revelations, at least in my store, like they'll get a wave in, but mostly it's Skelegod and Battle Cat, that they have plenty of. But I'll see a wave, come in, and 1 or 2 of them will linger. I don't collect wrestling, but I pass by it, whenever I'm looking at MOTU stuff, and seems to always be stocked.
Yeah, I always see wrestling pretty
Jurassic
consistently.
Park always seems to be stocked, So why is it? I guess we'll finish and we can look at that at a different, a little bit later. But I hate when you're here like Hasbro, hey, it's distribution, or hey, like we're not getting the stuff, or we're having issues with whatever shipping, and then Mattel's over here like, dude, we're not having any issues. Yeah, and I'm like, you're the 2 biggest toy companies. Like why is one having an issue and the other's not? But we can get into that in a little bit.
There's plenty of Masters of the Universe, those 2-packs at Target. There are plenty of them floating around in my area. I have not seen the Faker from Masterverse, and I have not seen the 2-pack with a Battle Cat and He-Man. Walmart seems to only carry He-Mans and Skeletors. That's the only thing I've ever seen there. I don't know why they haven't figured that out after this time. There's something going on with that. I don't understand it. I've never saw Castle Grayskull. The Origins Castle Grayskull. I've never seen that in store. I got mine off Big Bad, so I don't care. But yeah. What else am I missing? The NECA stuff has been pretty well stocked actually in my area. I saw Chrome Dome, There's quite a few of those. Yeah.
I need one of those. My
I saw
guy,
one of him too. Just one though.
My guy was like, I was like, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. And he was like, yeah, so I don't show any being shipped here or any in stock. And it's like shelf date is not even until like October something. I'm like, dude, my Target, they are such sticklers for like street dates and stuff like that. I'm like, is there really even a street date for Chrome Dome, or like, are y'all just like that's your projected like when it may arrive? Like
a lot of times they have like a reset date so that Target store is fully stocked. Sometimes it has to do with their ads, and sometimes it's just like here's our reset date, and on that date we want to be fully stocked. I don't know if people check it, like company people come by and make sure that they got. So I think that's what's going on at mine, at least, is they like to stick to it too. Every once in a while, if you catch the right person, they don't care and they'll give it to you.
Right.
Yeah, and like I even asked a guy that was in electronics and all, because it's close to that area, and I was like, "Hey, this is what I'm looking for." I was like, "Do you think that you could go check? Because I know it's a vendor thing, and I only come on Saturdays. Like, I don't want to leave, and then the vendor comes and then puts it out an hour after I leave. So I was like, can you check and see if you have this?" And this dude wanted to spend 5 minutes explaining to me, why that it wouldn't be out, and like, hey, there's really never anything in back stock because we always put stuff out. And I'm like, well, that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's a straight up lie.
Yeah.
I'm like, you must be new here. But like he's all stuck in his electronics, and then he's like, yeah, and so we always put the the stuff out whenever we get it in, and then we also have a vendor, and then we like to help and do. And I'm like, none of this is true. Like, I know it's the vendor that just does it, and I know that like it's in a cage back there because I've had other people describe it to me before, because and so he wanted to sit there and talk to me about like all these reasons why like it would be out if he had it, instead of just spending 1 minute going to the back and see if it's there.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, you obviously don't want me to buy this, so I'll move on. And then there was some girl behind me that was just like, yeah, I was gonna kind of ask the same thing about some pop, and he was just like, yeah, it would be out. I'm like, well, shit, if everything's out, why do you have a back room then? Dude, my first job was working at Walmart. I know there's a crap ton of stuff in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Just pallets and pallets, sky high, all throughout there. Target's got to be the same way. So.
Oh yeah.
But were you kind of done with
the last thing is the Marvel Legends, and the only thing I've seen was the Happy 2-pack. I haven't seen the manga yet, but I'm sure it'll be out.
Yeah, I ended up passing on it. In fact, I had it pre-ordered at Big Bet, and then I'm like, why am I doing that? I've been cutting back on some things and exploring other figures too. I don't know, because I like toys, but cutting back on some of that stuff because I'm not displaying it. And I got the Hot Toys version, but for some reason, for a while I was buying some of the MCU Marvel, and every once in a while, there's something I want, but I skipped on all those that I saw.
Randy says that he needs a Skeletor Revelations if you find it. So
yeah, it's weird how they dried up here. Like, I didn't see any yesterday when I was out. They just dried up, but like I said, the Skele guy is still around. He's been around forever now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
There.
Well, kind of stay with me. Marvel Legends, there's really not too much there. Like maybe a couple Shang-Chi toys, and like some random like Hydra soldier or something, like at Walmart. Wrestling's fully stocked, Target and Walmart's from what I can see. Star Wars Black Series, I don't even know why they even have a Star Wars section at this point. They might as well just put something else there.
Yeah.
Put more
because there's nothing there.
Yeah.
And it's small too. Like the little Star Wars section is like
Yeah.
it's like a foot. It's 12 inches, but it's 12 inches of nothing.
Yeah.
And
That,
it looks ridiculous.
is that because of is it just because that for so long toys and movies have had this relationship and they don't know exactly what to do with the new situation we have with like streaming things, and that relationship hasn't figured out how to grow, right? I know for me, like I'm buying a ton of like monthly, I'm paying for a lot of streaming services, and a lot of the content now is streaming, and that includes Mandalorian, Clone Wars, the Bad Batch, and all those things. With the Marvel Legends, it seems like, and even the Lego, they kind of figured it out. Like my kids buying blind packs of all of the streaming show characters, but for Star Wars, they haven't quite figured it out. Like you would think Mandalorian was big, Bad Batch is pretty big, did well. Clone Wars, great. I don't think that whatever the issue is with where we are now versus where we were a few years ago when movies were coming out every 2 years in December, it just something isn't gelling right. They haven't figured it out. We've seen a lot of stuff that's coming, and there's a few things out right now that I can't find, but I think Star Wars is the worst culprit of what we're discussing so far.
Well, here's one of the problems is there's not regular retail ways that they're coming out. It's all exclusives, and so people they either keep the exclusives in the back, and you gotta like have some like password and like secret handshake to get them to go and get you one.
Yeah.
If you can convince them that, hey, I know that they're back there, and then if they do put them out, they're gone in seconds. So they're just not putting out. So the shelves, they just remain empty because either they're not putting it out because it's exclusive, and they're saying it's to protect the collectors. And I'm like, well, collectors can't find it because it's in the back. I don't know how this is protecting us, and then. If they put it out on an end cap and they're like, here's this special thing, with this exclusives, like with G.I. Joe or even Star Wars, it sell out instantly. And so it's just empty again. Like I have found G.I. Joe. I found the Stalker there, a couple of troopers. I found his tanks, the exclusive his tank. I've seen Cobras and Lady J and Flint, pretty decent stuff, probably like 4 of each at Walmart and Target. So, but again, already have those figures. So,
kind of pointless. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want, and one of the things is I hope they don't say like, all right, we finally gave you this stock. It's like, yeah, you gave us Lady J and Flint like 2 months after we already all owned them, because we've already turned away and just gone to, hey, let me order off online somewhere, like at a BVTS or wherever you want to shop, and pay a little extra. So I know that, hey, I'm getting the full wave and I don't have to jack around with, are you going to get them in stock? So now it looks like we're not buying them. But again, like it was the exclusives that were the problem, to begin with. And if all you're putting out is exclusives, then, and those usually go pretty well, pretty quick, except for that red T-Rex Transformer, which my Target's got like 10 of them.
Yeah.
So they had like almost 15 or 14 at one point. So I guess someone bought a couple of them, but that's the only Transformer there. That and the red figures, which again you can blame that on Mike, because Mike's the one that was like, "Damn, these are gonna be awesome," and yeah, I'm buying them. And so Hasbro was just like, "Man, let's pump these out because Arkansas boy is gonna." He's going to carry this for us. And after wave 1, he's like, I'm out.
It's all Mike's fault.
Going back to collecting Pop and Toy Stories. So, but NECA, they've gotten a lot better as far as, what they put out. I was able to get the Mondo Gecko and the Muckman, I believe it was.
Yeah.
That's what his name is.
Yeah, I've seen those. All those.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, I've opened them out of package. Like I know better than to move their joints around and all. I just like, hey, you can stand. You know, you're not gonna fall over. Like that's where you're gonna be. So
yeah, that's where you live. Yeah.
but they're basically statues.
Yes, pretty much, yeah.
Let's see. We kind of talked about Master Universe. And again, it goes to Mattel stuff seems to be stocked, and Hasbro stuff seems like Transformers. Nothing but those red T-Rexes at Target. Walmart, nothing. The rest of regular retail at Target, nothing. Star Wars Black Series, both places, nothing. Marvel Legends, I mean, basically nothing. So
yeah, no, my pre-orders that I did at Walmart, I would say so far, like the stuff I was doing earlier this year, the exclusives in the vintage collection, they shipped all of them, and I'd say 50% of them were mint, and the other 50 were just not. They weren't bad, but they weren't good enough to keep on card, so I opened them. But they fulfilled everything, which is better than the previous year. So yeah, they fulfilled everything so far. Knock on wood.
Dalton says that his Walmart's starting to finally get some stock though.
They got Black Series Star Wars, Dalton.
Dude, he don't even go. Dude, Dakota and Dalton don't even look at that. Did I told you about the time that we went to I think it was BotCon. And I've been telling, like, I'd be on here and Dakota was on here. I'm like, dude, like, I need like all these Star Wars figures, man. I can't find these dudes anywhere. And like, hey, Rick, you seen it? Man, I haven't seen them anywhere. Sport, Dakota, no, I haven't seen them anywhere. We go to I go to Dakota's house. I'm like, let's stop by Walmart, before we leave. I've never seen the Star Wars section this beautiful. It was like a 4-foot section, every peg packed all the way out. Like I was able to buy like multiples of troops. I ended up spending like $300 something there.
Get the motherload. Yeah.
Like before I even went to BotCon, I'm like, dude, I'm almost blown all my money like right here at Dakota's Walmart, because I finally find, and the whole time like he's probably just walking past it.
Were they all like collectible quality, or were they all like
they're all like, nice.
No water damage from being.
No, they're all nice. I bought them all up.
No swamp damage, yeah.
Right, no Louisiana water damage.
Or this was before Mike's show, I believe. Yeah, and then when I got to Mike's show, this other guy, he had like all the newer Star Wars figures. So I just ended up buying all his stuff too. I spent several $100s on just Star Wars stuff that weekend.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into your Instagram shout out.
Oh yeah.
And John Dyson, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully we're not butchering his name. So I started seeing his stuff not too long ago and gave him a follow. And I liked his stuff because it's a little different than a lot of the stuff that you see. It's very portrait-esque, like taking a figure and really going with using that lighting and that negative black space around it and just keying in on a pose and just looking for what's the least amount of the figure that you need to show to really capture the essence of what you're looking at. And that's why I liked it, because it was very different. Like he did some Marvel Legends and, did the turtle and a little bit here and there, but everything did a really good job just capturing the parts that you really needed. And so I was drawn to that. I ended up looking at his stuff for a while, actually. And I sent it on to Josh or whatever. Yeah, I like the Colossus a lot. That was probably one of my favorite ones. But I'm a huge Colossus fan.
Well,
so that was fun.
This one's going to be my favorite. Rogue,
yeah.
A Rogue Girl.
Yeah.
All All right, yeah, but if you want to give him a follow, it's John.Dizon.
Yeah, and if you guys see anything that maybe I haven't seen, pass it along to me on Instagram. Let me know about it. Or if you're taking pictures, let me know about it too. So always looking to feature something new that maybe people haven't seen.
Yeah, so like if you wanted to, Rick, to check your stuff out, and so we can look at it on the show, make sure you message him on Instagram. And what's the Instagram? It's spelt weird.
Yeah. Shatrdglassjazz. It's right there on the screen too.
Right. All right, and the first unlockable at 17,000 backers, they're like, hey, it's a stand. I'm like, wait, he does not come with a stand automatically?
They're gonna milk it. Yeah.
I'm like, it's a flying vehicle.
Yeah. It's premium.
Why wouldn't he not come with a stand?
That's just ridiculous. Yeah.
To me, it's like, okay, Optimus Prime, he comes with a trailer. Like flying vehicles that come with stands.
Unicron came with a stand.
I was going to point out that the barge, came with a stand. Unicron, stand. Razor Crest, stand.
Sentinel
maybe
should have
came
with a stand.
Or a walker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I like to see that it supports its weight. So.
These things are built into it, man, and I agree. It should come with the stand and the cannon. I've pre-ordered one. I want one. I'm not getting two, but
yeah, I did the same.
I'm getting one. I think it's cool. We're getting something from Victory, and I really support that more than anything else. Is the idea that we're getting something from Victory. I love Victory.
Dalton said he got one. Out here doing the Lord's work.
Yeah. I think it's really cool for people that don't have the original or never mess with the original. And the fact that you can, I don't know, I haven't seen the Brainmaster gimmick work on this one, but the original one, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I can tell you that when I got the original one and it never played with it or had a Brainmaster, when I put it in the chest and it raised up and became the face, I'm not going to lie, it was a pretty cool moment. You're a toy collector and a Transformer collector and you haven't seen that gimmick, look it up on YouTube at least. It's one of the coolest gimmicks.
Little color renders, which are blurry. So the cannon's a goal too?
Yeah. It's the first unlockable.
Come on, Hasbro.
It's like all the stuff is just stuff that should have came with it already. Like, is the little Brainmaster, is he an unlockable, or are they actually just going to give that to us?
That's part of it.
All right, well, I think the rest of it's part of it too, but I thought I'd ask.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, the MP Thundercracker Sport. Are you on board with this?
I was, but for some reason, in those colors, he doesn't look right to me. I don't know what it is.
Really? I like that blue.
I love the blue. It's just for some reason it brings out the weird proportions of the figure. I didn't have that problem with Starscream, which is strange. I don't know how to explain it. It just, he looks off.
Oh, Dalton's okay. This makes so much more sense. Dalton says, I'd be surprised if all the unlocks aren't met. He goes, orders have yet to open up in Japan. I'm like, okay. That's what's going on then. Because I'm like, why isn't this thing already funded? I would think just with Japan alone, this thing would have funded in like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll fund.
He's like an Autobot commander, man. I thought that's the reason they only did the big guys, is because they didn't trust that a lot of the other stuff would, people would want it. Well, obviously they're wrong, but
yeah.
I still haven't picked up the Starscream, the newest MP Starscream.
I have. He's cool.
I canceled my order, and I'm on the fence. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep going down that route or not. Josh's fever is catching. Josh has been infectious, and he's starting to infect me with whether I'm going to collect the MP stuff anymore.
Well, I've got the Thundercracker on pre-order just in case, but
yeah,
he has Starscream. He's cool.
Well, you got the KFC Toyz. This is off-white versions, is what they're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. I have the first release. I'm happy with that. But they do look good.
I didn't have these two G1s, so these figures were always interesting to me. And I would have been so happy with the Hasbro ones that they just did, or well, not just did, but recently ones that we got. But they're that like milky white instead of white like this,
Right.
So they're off. Then we got Fans Toys. What is this supposed to go to? Is this supposed to go to your Titan Fort Max or something? Or?
No, they're making a Fort Max.
Oh, they're making one, huh?
They're actually making a humongous Fort Max MP scale.
When's that due out? Like in 2060 or something?
With them, who knows? Yeah.
I'm scared to pre-order that, honestly, because I don't know. If it's 10 years, I'm rolling the dice. Who knows?
Yeah. Well,
they need to have a guaranteed street date. 10 years is a long time. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. I actually really like Fans Toys.
Legionaro says, I pre-ordered this, hoping they fix the hips on Snapdragon. So he's talking about the KFC one. And this is Alien Attack. This is it's just a colored prototype, but that rust gimmick's working pretty good. Or, with the paint and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All he's looking at is like, if you're gonna do it right. Don't do what the Hasbro does with where it just looks like what the hell happened here.
Yeah, they sacrifice a lot. I actually really like that version of Megatron in the movies, mostly because of the little cape or whatever you want to call it, hood.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
And I actually like the truck too. I thought that was kind of cool.
Hey Kurt, what's up, man? All right, let's see what else we got here. Just some renders, X-Trans spots. So masterpiece scale.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the Takara MPs were really good on this mold.
Yeah, I agree.
And they weren't that expensive either.
Mm-mm.
So, and came with a bunch of little accessories and
cool accessories.
even that little thing to hold Red Alert as well.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
tray. Yeah.
I like that the grapple came with like the blueprints or whatever. I have that. That's how I have him displayed upstairs. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was a nice touch in the model of the tower. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would never need another one of those.
The only one that kind of interests me is the green one.
Oh, the hauler.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Oh.
Takar, you already got an art fire too, so
Mhm.
here's what you want.
That's the one. Yeah.
Randy, I wonder why they're bringing this out. Yeah, I guess because they want to do their version. If I was a third party company, I'd be like, you can look at like the cars and be like, you know what, that's pretty good right there. Like maybe it's not perfect. You don't have to like, oh, if we just did this one thing, it would be perfect. It's the official. If your price is around the same, like most people are just gonna be like, yeah, I'll just take the official. Or at least I would think so. Just work on something else, that they haven't done. Scott, how do I pre-order that Fans Toys Cerebros? I mean, BBTS, maybe they have it up. What Chosen Prime? That's another site. TF Source is another site.
Toy Dojo.
Yeah, so those are a few places that you can order like third-party toys on. I've seen these a few times. I don't think I understand it. So that they transform into boxes. And this is Dr. Wu. That's a pretty nice base.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Hey, for a little super deformed thing.
Yeah, you know exactly what it is when you see them.
Rennie says that he hasn't seen it up yet, so yeah, they may not have started taking pre-orders for it yet.
Probably next week. Yeah.
They may put it off till next year if it has like a 2035 date on it.
And just a few add-ons. So DNA. I've seen this guy. This guy is actually in stock in Target. So make him a little bit bigger.
Yeah, they got the thighs that make him taller, and he's got whole new arms because the arms on him are not really that good. It's a $50 set though.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's kind of steep.
And just little add-on if you're getting that.
Oh, I hadn't seen
that
that.
Megatron or whatever. Yeah, so just this one picture, but like little LED lights, going to cannons here.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And that's Shockwave Lab. Thought we'd take a look at this just because there was a couple of figures that I don't think we looked at last week. I think we saw him.
The anti-Eternia He-Man.
Yeah. Why's he got? Yeah. Well, maybe it's prototype. I was like, why's he got yellow socks on? But that's looking like a Neca. Made that figure. So.
Mini comic Trapjaw.
Yeah.
I just saw recently. I know you guys said, "Hey, some of your Mattel, your Matty Collector Classics figures are worth something." And I happened to look the other day about. I was looking on eBay, just seeing what some of the prices were, and the one with the mini comic Trapjaw that was a PowerCon exclusive was $900, and I couldn't believe it.
That one's
like
insane.
It blew me away. I'm like, who's paying that? Who has driven it up to that price?
I don't remember seeing the Stratos whenever we looked last week or the last show.
Yeah, they're doing all the little mini comic repaints.
Man, I know it's supposed to be like articulated, like, you know, the old school, I guess you could say G1.
Yeah.
But come on, man, y'all couldn't update her face a little bit better. You know?
I was thinking that too. It's like,
yeah,
they're a little too faithful to the original.
Yeah, very faithful.
Clawful's cool.
Clawful and Jitsu.
Yeah, I like the back metal too. They have the back metal. I was surprised.
Oh, carry this for like 20 seconds.
Yeah, the PowerCon stuff is always interesting to me because it's on the West Coast. I've never been able to go. And,
well, you have to go at least once in your life.
I'd love to go. I would love to go on a big year.
Well, next year is going to be a big year because it's the 40th anniversary of Masters of the Universe, and they're planning something really big.
That's cool.
They won't say what, but they are.
I like that there's so much stuff right now, like with the Mega Constructs. They got a few new things coming out for that, but you got Origins, you got all these choices.
Right.
They have that new thing that I don't keep up with and I haven't watched, but it's out there and it's an option for kids, I guess, or whoever wants it. Yeah. And then they've got Masterverse stuff. So there's a lot of options right now for MOTU, and I love that.
All right. Getting to this, because they're like, I keep seeing these tweets. They're like, "Hey, we got like some special Star Wars thing," and I'm like, "All right, cool, yeah, man. I need something get excited about." And then it's like this. I'm like,
oh,
I don't need 8 Boba Fett's, man. So like, I keep on repainting them and stuff. Like, I don't need that many.
Yeah. And it's not that I don't like droids or appreciate like droids and Ewoks. I was that kid. I watched those shows when they were on. But here we are again. I mean, the last show we talked about carbonized. We talked about the credits, and all that, all the repaints. And then this came up as the item, the secret item for Target's Friday. And I just said no, because I don't want to support all of the repaints anymore. And I don't need to. I
am tempted with that Boba though. But
yeah, and they sold out. I was sitting right at my computer and could have gotten them all, but I just said no. And I
said no as well. I could have bought it then because I was watching it and they're like, "All right, it's about to go live in 2 minutes," and I had it where I could have just been ready on the site and then I already have my card added to Target app or whatever, and I was just like, "Nah, man, I'm just gonna watch some Overwatch video instead."
I don't need it either.
It's cool that they're doing the homages. It's not that I'm against doing like some homages sometimes. I think it's the level of the repaints this year, especially Star Wars. First of all, I'm already, in a mood because I can't find anything in the store. And then when they put up the pre-orders and the amount of repaint exclusives, I just find it to be, it's too much. It's finally too much. Right. And honestly, I was talking to Josh before the show. I'm like, I don't like feeling like part of the problem. And I listen to a lot of other podcasts it's stuff that we don't cover, or some of the stuff we do cover that are specific to Star Wars, especially because I've been collecting since the 70s. And I hear people all the time. I'm not calling people out, but I'm just going to say that there are a lot of other diehards that feel the same way I do, but they continue to support and buy all of the repaints. And if we keep doing that, then they're just going to get worse. And we've been talking about it on the show, how it continues to get deeper. And Josh has said it many times, there's more exclusives than they are mainline figures. So we have to stop being part of the problem.
Again, they said, "Hey, this is going to be a Star Wars day or something like that,"
Right.
And then they come out with this announcement, and the pre-orders they sell out or whatever. None by, us, because like I'm done with that, and they're not going to be on shelf, and if they do hit shelf, they'll be gone instantly because people, are going to keep buying them, even though they have multiple versions of the characters already. And again, it's not retail. They need retail stuff in the store,
Yeah, and if you're a droids collector, I think it's cool for you. But overall, we're just seeing that they're covering. They'll put a new card together and put some new paint on it. But the idea of a new sculpt, or in the vintage collection situation, a new figure, you are out of luck. Like they only do a handful a year now that are new sculpts. And it's because of us. It's because of diehard Star Wars collectors. We're part of the problem. But I buy the new stuff, and I want to give Star Wars my money. I love Star Wars. I mean, look behind me. And I am. Like Hot Toys, I give them a ton of money. I love their product. But there's no Black Series for me to buy, and I don't want repaints.
And this isn't, a repaint, but, it's a new mold, but it's a character that, us that were like big into Spider-Man and big into X-Men, like,
yep.
Dude, we got Shocker. I've got Hobgoblin. I've got the black suit Spidey. Do I need a different variant of them? Like, no, the other ones are fine. Like, they should have at least included like a character or two where it's like, yeah, I definitely need that to go in my collection. Instead of just having a bunch of the same characters on the shelf. I'm saying I don't need all those different representations. And I've figured that out. A little late with the NECA Turtles, where I should have just did the few movies that I did and then just done the tunes. But instead I started kind of getting into the video games, and now I'm like, man, I wish I didn't even have any of the video game stuff.
Yeah, and if you're watching us for the first time, maybe. We know how the industry works. We get it. We understand what it takes to put out like a new mainline and do new sculpts, and we understand all the things that the companies have explained. We get it. We understand. I'm just saying I don't support it anymore.
You don't have to buy every little thing either. You just don't.
Yeah.
One of the things that we've been saying for a long time is Star Wars, you've got more troop builders than any other franchise that I can think of. And these things you've done it a couple times with Marvel Legends, where you're like, hey, we're just going to put them in this like little cheap box. There's really nothing to it. And put the figure in there with his little weapon and sell it to you for $15. Have fun army building.
Yep.
They have yet to do that with Star Wars figures. And you're talking to someone that buys like 3 or 4 at least of every troop.
Yeah. I do the same thing. They just did it for the vintage collection recently. Like the last 2 or 3 weeks, they did one where you get 3 stormtroopers and 1 squad leader trooper with the orange pauldron. But they've yet to do it for Black Series. And I will say, like, on the Star Wars end, not the Marvel Legends, but the Star Wars end, the Archive collection has that 501st trooper coming out. And they did the Ahsoka trooper, that was an exclusive, but this Archive figure, this 501st, I'm going to buy 3 of those. I mean, I've already got 3 pre-ordered, and if I see them in the store, I might get 3 more. They need to do more of that. You're right. I mean, there's things they could do, so, we would give them more money. And that's one of the things. The 212th trooper, those orange clones for Obi-Wan, you should be able to buy as many as you want. You should not be having to say on your show, everybody keep a lookout at Walgreens for that trooper because I need it. Anyway.
And the whole thing with the troopers is like you got this Hasbro Pulse website, and anytime, I don't even know why I'm trying to remember why I gave them $50 for a membership whenever I never could order stuff from there because it was always sold out. Before everywhere else. And so I just never even really ordered from them. But why they aren't doing it with the troopers and just here's all the troopers that we have for Black Series.
Yep.
And they come in the little $15 boxes. There's nothing fancy. If you want to go buy a carded one or box one because you display it, in package or whatever, fine. You've had those opportunities, and there will be more of them. But you guys that want to, you just throw away the packaging, or you really don't care. You're like, hey, army build. Like, here we have this site. It's Hasbro's site, and just all the army builders that you can have, and you just go in through there and just click however many you want of whatever, and basically just sign your paychecks over to Hasbro, which would happen with a lot of collectors. I know Action Figure Expert, seen him on Instagram. Like, I think it was a picture he posted yesterday or something. It was the G.I. Joe, the Crimson Guard. There had to be like 50 Crimson Guards in this picture, and I'm just like, he's an army builder. You'd think it's like, hey, maybe he just army builds Crimson Guard. Nope, army builds a lot of stuff. Star Wars and G.I. Joe and Marvel. Like, there's people out there that love the army build aspect of it. And what do they used to always show at San Diego Comic-Con, or at least when the movie came out, they had, what did they have? They had like Kylo Ren or something like that in the front, and then they had like 100 or 200 like stormtroopers behind them, and they're all uniformed, and it was just like, I don't remember if you remember that, but that was like a few years ago, whenever I guess the Force Awakens was coming out, and I was just like, that is awesome.
Marvel Legends seems to be getting that treatment just a lot more than any other brand. And I know they sell a ton of Marvel Legends, and they have for years. But for Black Series, it makes a lot of sense, I think, in the vintage collection as well. And G.I. Joe. It's cool that they're doing the Spider-Man animated, but it's not for me because, like Josh said, we have a lot of them.
And Marvel Legends, there's still figures out there that you want. Like me, I'm thinking, when's the last time we got a Deathbird? Dude, that's one of my favorite characters. So
it's been a while.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
From
the
not just the cartoon, the comics and the cartoon. Yeah.
Oh, there's for Barrett. They've already came out with this guy again.
Yeah, this is a more proper Excalibur team. It's kind of from the first. I mean, it looks like some of it's from the first series. I don't think that was. I don't know when he got the beard, but the other two characters and the style of their head sculpts, they look like the cover of Excalibur #1, like Shadowcat and Megan or whatever. They're from that. I saw some people saying, "Oh, I don't like that Shadowcat." Man, it hurts my soul sometimes that people don't understand that they're doing it from a specific issue or from a specific run or artwork.
Well, and kind of like whenever they did that Apocalypse figures,
When you watch this show, if they're covering comics from the 80s or 90s or the cartoons, I promise one of us is going to know that. It hurts my soul when some of these other shows say, "Oh, well, that's not the Shadowcat I want." Yeah, but do you even know where that Shadowcat is from? It hurts my soul. So,
just look at these. That's a little 3-pack.
Yeah, I like that 3-pack. That was a good 3-pack for me.
That 3-pack's a pass for me. So,
and I do a lot of the things that are in comic base, like Age of Apocalypse. I'm looking for those. I can't wait till they come in to BBTS so I can just get them through them.
Dude, the thing that I love the most about this is looking at those cards that you used to have, man. Mm-hmm. I have no idea what happened to all my Marvel cards. I've got a few left, but dude, I had hundreds of Flare and Fleer and was it Skybox and someone else I collected a lot of back in the 90s.
They used to come with all the little, later on, the later waves would have the holograms and stuff in there.
Yeah.
A lot of fun extra stuff. Yeah, like see, Marvel Legends is getting, scrolls, multi-packs, little $15 packs or whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah, there you go. This is exactly what I was talking about. Little $15 box there. Hell, they don't even have to put that artwork on there, man. It could be
It's a plain old box.
Just straight cardboard, like shipper box, like Maddie does with some MOTU stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you get 3 heads with the shield guy. So you got, you order a bunch of those. You got 3 heads, and that's just the face sculpts. You got, you got the masks and stuff too. So there's a bunch of different options for those guys.
Do you remember whenever I brought this up with it was the Black Series? It was God, I forget if it's the first one. They were the Rebel Troopers for the newest trilogy. And like they were black guys, and they had the little visor that could flip down. And I was saying, I was like, what would be cool is if they sold you a pack of just heads, right?
Yes.
And to where like, and I mentioned this, I don't know, it's on one of our shows. Whenever that figure came out, I was like, if they sold a bunch of heads where I got an Asian guy, I got a white guy, I got a black guy, and an Hispanic guy, just you keep on going, and then hey, I got a female, and like just a bunch of pack of heads, and then I can mix and match them, and put them on whoever I want, and you can do all different types of races and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I was like, that would be cool. Just send me a big bunch of send me a pack of heads. I don't think that's in left field, because like how many times have we seen accessory packs and
Masters
stuff
of
like
the Universe has done it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I came up with this idea, Hasbro, years ago. And again, I don't know. I mean, a lot of these heads, I mean, could they even be interchangeable between Marvel Legends and Black Series? Because I'm kind of looking at them, I'm like, I don't see why not. But
just depends on how that ball joint lines up and how they did the head and the neck. And
yeah,
I know sometimes the sizes differ between figure lines and stuff, and even different figures. It just depends. I didn't get any of these.
Got different guns too.
Yeah, nice. Look at all. I mean, you get some gun choices and stuff.
And then another one that they were like, hey, new stuff is like Falcon and Loki. It's like, yeah, we've been getting a bunch of Falcon and Loki,
Yeah, was Falcon was last year, right?
Yeah.
Falcon came out last year. I don't know what the difference is. Does anybody know what the difference is with Falcon?
The deco.
Is it the packaging? Because they do that a lot too. Is they sell you the same figure and they just like, yeah, but now it's on like this packaging.
His chest design is different. That's really about it. I like the way they packed him, though.
Yeah.
I
missed out on this Loki, so I'll get this one.
Yeah, again, this is one that I'm like, didn't this one already come out? I thought
it did, yeah.
Yeah, this one, I didn't need him either. Just didn't feel compelled to pre-order any of these except for the Excalibur pack.
The face looks weird on things. Again, just the new packaging. Another Doctor Strange, and like this one as well. This is an exclusive. It's like, aren't there a bunch of Doctor Stranges out there already?
They've made quite a few, yeah.
This one looks pretty cool. This one I'd be tempted by if I saw it in store.
So, Dr. Manhattan. Is that what that is?
No, because you can't see his junk. If Dr. Manhattan liked to show his junk.
These are some good choices here. Ace Duck. Yeah, I love this figure whenever I was a kid. So that's pretty awesome, and I like that he has a little cigar too.
I was out of toys when he came out, so I was wondering, kind of about some of these characters I don't know.
Yeah,
he's a fan favorite. Yeah,
Ace Duck. Yeah, dude, he was awesome.
Yeah.
And then,
now, can he fly? He had wings. Can he fly too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why he wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing him in the cartoon. I off the top of my head, but I had the toy. And then Scratch. I mean, just for the fact that like he was one of two of the last ones, so like no one bought him, or like like Turtles was done at this point, and so that's why he's so rare. So to finally like you can have yourself a Scratch, even though it's not the vintage one, Look at all those accessories too. So this one I think is more of kind of like the novelty of it is like, you can have a Scratch. A lot of you Turtle fans, we're gonna go through and be like, I'll never own a Scratch because he's $1,000 or something like that.
Crazy
that
money.
makes sense.
What's up, Jordan? Any talk about Joe's yet? We kind of sprinkled it in there whenever we were talking about some other stuff, but don't have any big Joe news today. I know that. Slash, this is one that I'm looking at of just maybe I just buy him because I love Slash, and this was probably my favorite Turtle.
Yeah, I pre-ordered this one just at BBTS.
That's what I'm thinking about doing because I love Slash.
Yeah, he's one of the coolest villains for me. So yeah, I'm getting him.
But where's his pinky?
Did the toy come with it?
No,
that's probably why.
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
You think Scratch technically is the very last Tim Turtle figure ever? Yeah, it was him and was it Fire Hose or something like that? Like it's like a Dalmatian.
Yeah, the dog. Yeah.
Dog. A dog. Dalmatian is a dog, but he's like a fireman too. And you get some mousers with this one.
Yeah, I pre-ordered those too. I feel like, and again, that's kind of a standard early Turtle thing.
Gotta have some mousers.
I had this figure too when I was a kid. Just kind of crazy looking.
It looks cool. I'm skipping him, but
me too. I'm skipping that.
Looks cool.
I'm thinking about just getting the Slash just because that just it hits a little different. I love the Ace Duck too. I mean, this is a good wave. This is a really good wave. This is solid.
We're in wave 6 now. It's crazy.
Sucks I quit on them though. If they would have just replaced my foot soldier leg, or no, it was the arm or whatever that broke. McFarlane.
Yep, 3 Jokers storyline, which was actually from last year, so it's fairly recent. Jeff Johns, good story, solid story, great artwork. I recommend that one. That's one of those ones we always hear about, the 80s ones, because we're older guys, so we always talk about Killing Joke or Long Halloween, or Dark Knight Returns. 3 Jokers is worth picking up, and it's recent.
Have you seen the recent Long Halloween? part 1 and 2?
Yeah, I watched that
Not
cartoon.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Batgirl,
It's on my list.
those ankles, girl, man, I can't do it. 7 inches and those ankles.
Yeah, it's a solid line. They got all the main characters from that particular story are in here. There's one Joker that's missing from the 3, but McFarlane keeps teasing. I think I want to say Walmart had a pre-order up, or by the time I saw that the 3rd Joker showed up on a weird, like at Walmart, it was already sold out, or it said not in stock. So I'm not sure what that means. Most of the other, I think I ordered them from Amazon, but I like that they got the other 2 Jokers, Batman, Batgirl, and Red Hood in there.
Now, someone told me
looks like the artwork, a lot like the artwork, which that's what I've liked about the line. Again, I think if you're a comic book collector, you're happy with the line. If you're not reading comics, I would say that you're going to say, where are all the other characters?
Yeah.
I got my Hal Jordan recently from Amazon. So I feel happy that Hal and John Stewart have been done. I'll give him that.
Someone told me that DC no longer wants McFarlane to include weapons with these guys. No more guns.
Is that why there's no guns with this one?
Right.
I wonder where that's. I'd like to hear officially.
Which is ridiculous because,
no official word though. It's kind of like something you saw on the site, or did you see it from like DC issued?
I haven't seen it officially announced, but I've heard a lot of chatter about that. That's all I can say. So
yeah, because there's guns out there on previous figures.
Yeah, but
there's a Batman that's got tons of guns, and he hates guns. So.
That makes sense though, because I think about this one we're looking at here, the original release of Peacemaker. He does not come with his gun. I had to buy that from Etsy. The same guy that does all the official Joe guns did Peacemaker's gun, which I'm happy about. Mark II design.
The last one was Thomas Wayne.
His name on there.
George said Warner Brothers doesn't allow it.
Yeah. The last one was Thomas Wayne figure to have it.
It's their official word.
That's a shame.
Thank God for Etsy.
This is NECA. This is your NECA Loot Crate Dark Turtle. And if some of you may have been like, oh, I ordered a Loot Crate, I'll be getting this figure, right? Because it was a pre-order that was open up, and like they got their pre-orders, and so hey, we have our pre-orders, it's cut off, this is how many we're making, and you're excited because you're getting this figure, and then until you get the email that says, we apologize, there's just not enough of these figures to fill in all the Loot Crate pre-orders.
That's just sad.
And so we'll adjust the price. So you'll get all the other BS that we put in there with like your stickers and keychains or whatever that is, But hey, the main draw, some of you won't be getting this. Now, I saw where people had copied their email and posted. And I don't really follow a whole lot of people, but I saw like 6 or 7 of them that had posted that, or someone else, and they had like retweeted it or liked or something that showed up in my feed. And I was like, wow, this isn't just like a couple people. This is, it's man. How do you, Rick, Snake Mountain, Super 7, it was made to order. You pay your, whatever it was, $800. You pre-order it. All right, got it, And then you're waiting for it to come for whatever it was, a year and a half, and then finally you get an email that, hey, that thing you pre-ordered that was like made to order? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're not getting one. Don't worry, we're gonna refund your money. It's like, dude, that's not the issue. I want the thing. Imagine back in the Victory Saber thing, and then after and it's made to order. And you contributed and whatever, and got other people. Hey, come on, let's get this Victory Saber, and then they email you afterwards, whenever everyone's, it's supposed to start coming out and just like, we didn't make enough.
Yeah.
Like how does that even happen?
They emailed Dalton, and out of our group, Dalton isn't going to get his. Can you imagine? Dalton, how would you feel? He would be like Chevy Chase going to see Marty Moose or whatever it was.
Yeah, pretty much. I would be too. Yeah.
Also, God, what was it? Oh yeah, so the first figure was the Danny figure or whatever in one of the loot crates, and there's supposed to be it's a shark for the arcade, and then there's this one, and then there's supposed to be another one, but and these figures, because they're made to order, they're only and you have to buy the subscription to the loot crate thing. A lot of people, they sell these secondary market, and they usually mark them up for and like they pay what, like $50 for the crate, and then each crate, and then they sell each figure for like 200 plus.
Jeez.
So like if they just sell one of the figures out of their like subscription to the 4 loot crates, that pays for the loot crate, and then they get their other 3 basically for free, which is not a bad racket to be doing, but doesn't really work out that way if you're made to order, pre-order. Is being you get the email, you're one of the unlucky ones, you're not getting one.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
NECA wanted to make a couple of more announcements. They're going to be making Dungeons and Dragons. For you guys that may be Dungeons and Dragons fans and being like, oh crap, but it's NECA. There's Mythic Legends out there by the 4 Horsemen, so I go that route if I was you.
Yeah, Warduke looks cool, but I mean, we already said it. They're mostly statues. I would feel like I'm going to break it. I've been buying some of the horror figures, and most of the horror figures that I've opened, I've only opened 4 of them so far, but they're okay, but you don't really have to pose them in crazy poses.
NECA figures break themselves, Rick.
Yeah. Like if I got Warduke, I'd probably want to have him a little bit posed. He's kind of cool looking. I'm sure, he's probably going to come with a sword and some other things, but I mean, technically, wouldn't you want Warduke on the horse? I don't know. That's just me, but I don't see a horse. And can you imagine putting a NECA figure on a horse?
You'd have to get the what was that company that made the horses? They made all kinds of horses too, like different colors. They made unicorns and
the only way NECA could do it is make it like the original Empire Strikes Back Tauntaun, where it just collapses and it just goes straight down in there. Because you couldn't make it articulate. Like Luke would just go straight into the the Tauntaun when I was little as a trapdoor.
Yeah. NECA also doing an Alf.
Oh, we gotta have that.
This has got to be a different market. This has got to be the people that collect the gremlins and stuff like that.
This was all over my Twitter feed yesterday. Oh my god.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's cool, but
I never even watched Alf when I was younger.
I remember seeing a few episodes, but I wasn't like crazy into it.
I was. I watched it all.
Really? See, I don't even think I watched a single episode. Like I may have been at a friend's house and just passing by, and Alf was on or something. I'm like, let's go play video games or something, or go play with toys. Like, I never watched Alf, but anyways, if you love Alf and want to figure, don't forget it's NECA. But there you go. Tamashii Nations, they're going to be doing some Eternals as well. I'm just going to kind of skip through these because these, I don't know, their outfits look just boring. So,
yeah, I'm interested to watch the movie. I have no intentions on buying any action figures. We'll see what happens.
I don't even care about watching the movie.
I like to watch all the movies.
These things look like Power Rangers to me.
They kind of do.
They're not that cool.
Oh, good one.
I mean, they're just, different colors and stuff like that, and they just change their suits every once in a while. Mafex, there's 6-inch.
Yeah,
Joker.
This is the second one, right? They just done the
New
Batman
Adventures.
Adventures and now the Joker Batman Adventures version.
Not the Joker I particularly like.
I
No,
already have these.
yeah, I've got them from DC Collectibles,
Yeah.
but if you're wanting to really pose them, then this will probably be the way to go.
It makes sense. I wonder how they scale with the DC Direct stuff that we have. Like if you want it like a superposable, just one or two of them to be, and the rest are kind of background characters. I wonder if that would work. I haven't seen one in person.
Can you move your legs like that, Rick?
No, not even when I was a kid. When my bones were soft and I was brand new.
Yeah, I just wish they made the lips red. I know it's cartoon accurate, but it's just missing that for me.
Wait, you want them to have lipstick?
Yeah, I want those red lips. Those creepy red lips.
This is a Mezco 112 exclusive.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah. Waiting for Firefly to go up, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Bunch of different heads.
Yeah, they always give
August
you
3.
good head options.
Nice. Beast Kingdom, and this is 1/9 scale, the ever popular 1/9 scale, so 8 inches.
Our favorite, yeah.
So
Yes.
I love this face sculpt because it looks like John Cena just got his face beaten in a back alley. It's just,
He's been wrestling a little longer, using the razor blades,
look at those little tiny elbows, man.
They have to show that
Again,
popular scale.
who is collecting 8-inch 1/9 scale?
It's weird.
All right, this is all 1/6 scale stuff, so it's Mondo.
Sport, you pre-order any of the stuff that has gone up, or I know you had a Skeletor. You had at least one of these.
I have the first release Skeletor and He-Man.
Okay.
But I'm digging these new ones.
Do you think you'll pick up a few more, or no?
I'd like to.
A Skeletor looks cool.
That Skeletor and the new He-Man looks really cool.
I have not bit, and I have been tempted. The day the Hordak went up. I was interested. I was kind of interested. I was on the site. I could have gotten it. I watched it, go up immediately, and I'm like, do I get it? And I just talked myself out of it. But I think if I was going to bite it was going to be Hordak, and I didn't. So I think I'm okay. I think I'm going to stick with the other lines.
Get a Panthro and a Skeletor. That would look awesome.
That Panther is huge. They showed the Battle Cat version in PowerCon. He's big.
Yeah. It's cool that they're going deep because I wasn't sure if it would take off at that price point and that size, but it seems like some people are digging it. So, I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, it was real popular at the con. So.
Again, they've got they don't have 8-inch, but they've got most every scale covered from Mega Constructs to Mondo, if you look at it. I mean, there's like 5 options if you're collecting.
Glows in the dark. Sport. There you go.
That one I want to get, yeah.
Art says, have you guys seen the 1/18 scale Airwolf that's on Kickstarter? I saw Michael did a video on it. I haven't watched it yet, though.
Yeah, that thing's amazing. It could fit 3 3/4-inch figures. You can put your Joes in there.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really detailed. Very well done.
And then getting into Hot Toys, so Hydra Stomper.
That's the what if stuff.
Yeah, I'm not watching that.
I've watched
I don't care about even regular Captain America and Iron Man and all that stuff, like, because they're not X-Men and Spider-Man. So I'm definitely not going to care about of like what if, because I don't care about the original characters anyway. So
yeah, I would never buy the Hot Toys version, but I might buy the Marvel Legends version. I wish that he came with Agent Carter or Captain Carter as the Marvel Legends. I wish they were a deluxe 2-pack or something.
Mm.
But it's cool. I mean, if people are into it, I would have never predicted. If you had asked me, is Hot Toys going to do this? I would have said no. So
yeah, I wouldn't think so either.
They really surprised me. I wonder if it was because they're paying for the license and there was kind of a lull with the Marvel movies because of, the world. So I wonder if it was because they were like, hey, we got the license, we're paying for it. We got to roll the dice on this, fellas.
And then same thing here. Yeah, it just seems that like that whatever Stomper thing is huge. Like that's pretty ambitious to make something that big that, but I would think most people aren't going to collect that. That's taking up a lot of shelf space.
The only thing I thought too is I wonder if this stuff, because a lot of the actors are playing the parts. Do you think that this stuff is going, now that they've introduced the multiverse into the movies? It started, right? We know it's coming, more of it. Do you think that they're going to cross over? So maybe they know more than we know. That was my only other thought about this. Because she could easily come back. People liked her, that actress. So yeah, it could cross. We may see her again in that format.
In cartoon? Is it in cartoon?
No, movie. I'm saying that she could come back and be in the movies again if they use the multiverse in that way.
And more Spidey. Yeah. I mean, like the game had some pretty cool suits and stuff, but it always found myself just rocking back to like OG costume.
I always played in the what's the one from the Spider, the Iron Spider. I played the Iron Spider and I played the Scarlet Spider. Those were my two go-to suits.
Again, Hot Toys, very good job on the face.
Yeah.
All right, Shang-Chi.
I want to know how many units of these they moved just in the United States. Just want to see a report.
Did it do well in the US or?
I'm just thinking the figures that we have, the figures that are available, the popularity of maybe the movie, it doesn't quite add up to a Hot Toys figure for me. It's not like it's a crossover movie, like some big event movie where Shang-Chi is now part of the ensemble cast and kicking butt against, an Ultron or a Thanos. It's just a standalone movie. So I'm wondering, I'd like to know how many of those sold in just the United States.
Yeah.
Well, that goes back to I guess maybe it was this actor or something, to where I saw one on Twitter and it was successful. All you people were haters, and I'm like, what is this dude talking about? I guess some people said that like it wasn't going to be successful, and I remember saying that I just don't know anything about Shang-Chi. This is the first time I ever heard of it.
I don't know anything about it either, but I heard
like you tell me like Spider-Man, Wolverine, Gambit, and then Shang-Chi. Is the dude's name Shang-Chi, or is that just I'm not sure. But again,
I don't know. I remember when I picked up comics as a kid, his Master of Kung Fu, and I had him in a Spider-Man team up book, and that was really about it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just if it's successful, I mean, right on. If you put on a good movie, right on. The Black Widow movie wasn't very good at all. I didn't think.
Yeah,
I remember Scarlett Johansson was like all complaining and was like, "Oh, it's because streaming services or whatever."
Yeah, people. I think actors and everybody's having an angry reaction to a lot of things these days, and it's because of the state of the world the past 2 years. It's just going to happen. But I'm going to watch that movie whenever it comes out, like on streaming. I think it's November something, maybe 12th. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'll give it a watch.
Me too. I heard good things about it.
No,
I mean, and I like Kung Fu too. So.
Yeah,
it doesn't even matter if the story's that great. If there's some good fight scenes,
exactly. Yeah, this stuff here is stuff that I've been wanting. This is like these are figures that I've been wanting. I have the original Marty. I have the Back to the Future 2 Marty. But honestly, my favorite of the three is the third one. I know I'm in the minority. I love it.
What?
So,
what?
Yes, I love it. And I can pinpoint some of the reasons why. I love the DeLorean on the train tracks and him with the hoverboard and some of that stuff. And I love the scene where Marty and Doc are talking, and it's always resonated with me. The car is up on the thing; it hasn't been put onto the tracks, and he's talking back about, he's telling Doc, "Are you thinking with your head or your heart? Because you're a scientist." It's just a great movie.
I'm not saying that like this is like that's a bad take. I'm just saying like I think 1 and 2 are so good that like this just falls into like its third. Like it's not like it's a bad movie. This isn't like a Mike take where he's like George Clooney's the greatest Batman ever, and we're all like we need to call a drug rehab program.
Intervention.
The other thing I like about it is the idea after you've seen the first two, the challenge of trying to figure out how to get out of the Old West with the resources that you have. It's almost impossible. Like the stakes are high, the odds are against them. How are they going to figure it out? And I just love how it all comes together. It gives Doc Brown, it's a really good take on Doc Brown. In the first two movies, you get to see Doc Brown, but you don't get to explore Doc Brown. And this one gives you a chance to see it.
Leonardo says that the third one's the best one as well. So
I like when Marty asks Doc, "Where are you going? Back to the future?" And Doc says, "Nope, already been there."
Yeah.
I love that line.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're doing these.
Also, the funniest part in this one is when Marty's got to give his name, and it's like, Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. And what's funny is like I was telling Josh recently that HBO Max had put up all the old Clint Eastwood movies, some of which I've never seen. And this movie, especially, is paying homage to A Fistful of Dollars. Yep. And if you haven't watched it, I watched it for the first time all the way through the other day. Again, they're on HBO Max. I loved it. I was watching and thinking to myself, wow, The Mandalorian really borrowed from this. Back to the Future obviously borrowed from it. But it's a good movie. So I'm excited about these. Will they make the DeLorean and part of the train tracks, specific to the film? They show it in the images, but, they haven't sold the hover converted one yet, and they showed that back at a SDCC years ago.
I hate the white walls though on that.
Yeah.
Well,
The
the only way that I would buy it is if they have the choices. I want both options. I want the train track wheels, and I want part of the track. That would make me buy it. If they don't show that, probably not. I would like it if they did a deluxe version and you could do all of the modes just by snapping on a few different pieces here and there, but they won't do that.
Minifigure collector, what's up, man? Rick, if you're going to be buying a DeLorean, you're going to need to sell something around that size to make room.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too.
May I interest you in selling your 89 Hot Toys Batmobile? I'm sure I can find you a buyer. They could send money now. So just putting that out there.
Just trying to help you out, Rick. That's all. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Not self-serving at all.
Yeah. I'm looking out for you. So
might be able to make a deal with that person. Maybe if that person put on like Steelers gear, like the shirt, the hat, the cup.
Oh no!
For like at least
a month's
worth of Cybercast.
Like, are you sending it to me? And I don't want to go buy this stuff that I'm never gonna wear. But if you're like, yo, here's like a Steelers shirt or something, you got to wear this like 2 episodes on a month or whatever, then okay, yeah, I can definitely do that.
Not too bad.
No, so and then I'll even ship it back once it's done. So be washed in it, folded, and everything. So, all right, let's go ahead and sign. Oh, you know what? I think it's the 16th. If there's supposed to be a show on the 16th, I'm not going to be able to do that. So
we'll have to figure out.
Yeah, we'll have to look at it because I didn't do it ahead of time. So, but let's go ahead and sign out because I got to go to the bathroom. So,
yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram as Shatrdglassjazz.
You can find me here on YouTube as Sportimus and on Twitter and Instagram as Sportimus Prime.
And you can find me YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter at G1Xtron. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. We will be back in 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure 2 weeks. That won't be on the 16th. So, yeah, because it's only the 25th now. So, it should be just 2 weeks. And we'll see you again at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Peace.